What is up, everyone? It's Electivire54 here again with another video. 2 videos in one day. I am on the ball. So, we have Eden Zero, Chapter 5, another good chapter. We are finally diverting more and more from Fairy Tail and taking a unique spin. So, if you remember last time in Chapter 4, we jumped 20,000 years in the future after crash landing on planet Norma looking for Professor Whis. So, 20,000 years in the future, remember, that's a big time gap. All right. And this story starts with a new character, and the art looked beautiful. It's this girl in this like kimono-looking costume. Really cool design, kind of similar to some stuff we've seen in Fairy Tail before, but let's ignore that. Anyway, so it turns out that she is going to be a narrator of some sort. We're going to see her over and over again, and her name is Exame. Exame or Exame. Not positive how to pronounce that, but I love that. But I love the character design, and the pages are actually in color. I'm going to put those up on the screen if I can, because I love the way they look. So she goes ahead and reminds us, gives us a little recap, and then the next page is kind of cool. We get a recap with drawings, and they actually draw Shiki, Rebecca, and the crew in chibi form. I don't see that in any other manga series, doing a recap with chibi forms. I know that was something different, unique, cool, and I liked that. From there on, we go right where we left off. Not at the end of the chapter, how we saw the planet in destruction, but we go back where we're seeing Rebecca and Shiki looking at the young Professor Whis, kind of confused, deciding what's going on, and Whis is saying he doesn't trust them, and he's got a gun being held up. Well, it turns out there's an evil organization in planet Norma called Seebeer, and Seebeer is not allies with Whis, and there's something going on, and we're not quite sure what, but Whis thinks that our gang is in Seebeer, so that's why he's so threatened. And we see he has a briefcase on him. We don't know what the briefcase is. And Shiki points out that he hears something above, and he goes and knocks the hell out of this guy, and it turns out this guy was from Seebeer, and Whis escaped in the meantime. So Shiki and Rebecca move on, and they're super confused trying to figure out what's going on. They go through the main part of planet Norma in the underground. They're eating on a super cool big yacht, having food, and then they realize, oh my god, we're not in the right time frame. And it's funny because at the end of the last chapter, we were 20,000 years forward. Well, it turns out now we're 50 years backwards. And that's why Professor Whis is so young. Because we see a picture and Shiki points out, well, that looks like Professor Whis because there's a picture of him as an old guy. And Rebecca's like, oh yeah, it kind of does. And then quickly they put it together. They realize they have been in a time slip. And I think that's going to be a reoccurring theme we see throughout the story, because at the beginning with Exame, she was saying how time really doesn't matter in this story, and we'll find out more as the story progresses. So that's cool, a little confusing, trippy. I don't know if it's going to be some Matrix stuff. I'm not quite for sure, but cool concept. However, when Rebecca has a flashback and she's talking to Professor Whis as he was old, she's saying how she wishes she could live on planet Norma. She wishes she could live with him. And he says, no, the planet is dying. So that was something kind of has us wondering, okay. I don't know, and that's a flash forward. So we're skipping all over the place time-wise. Just going back and forth and back and forth. Anyway, we're back to the current, or back 50 years now. That's where I'm talking. And we're now worried about creating a time paradox. We don't want things to go wrong now that our gang has realized the situation and how dire things can be. So it's important they don't create a time paradox while they're in this time slip. So now we're in some kind of weird sci-fi awesome story. Eden Zero is really developing, and it's got a unique spin. I'm super excited to see where things go from here. At the very end of the chapter, we see it like a mecha, a giant robot. Looks almost like a Gundam. And apparently this is Seebeer, the leader of the organization. Seebeer, I don't know if it's supposed to be an individual, if his name is also Seebeer, if the whole organization is known as that, because for some reason I'm like picturing Team Rocket from Pokemon. I don't know why. But that's how we end this chapter, looking at this giant mecha robot. So I have a feeling there's going to be a cool fight. Next chapter, not sure, but I'm sure we are going to find out a lot more what's going on, why we're in the time slip, and I hope we get to see Exame more, because her character looks super cool, and she says she's the narrator, so it's going to be interesting. Eden Zero is really shaping up into something unique, and I'm just excited to see where it goes. Alright guys, for the Electivire54, please like and subscribe. Peace out.